Hello everybody and welcome to this video of myself and Peter, and we are here to look at the Backun Protege Clarinet. Now the Protege is in the sort of mid-range of the Backun series, and it's really an upgrade instrument for people who've maybe been on a student plastic one or even a first level wooden one, but you want to come and get something higher quality wooden without going totally crazy on money, but that could last you through the graded system or into even an adult, symphonic or concert band sort of situation as well, playing once a week, whatever it might be. And it displays some of the qualities that Backun have become associated with in terms of evenness and everything else. And we'll get into that in a little bit more detail. But Pete, just from your point of view, it's so important, isn't it, when people are upgrading, that they get something that has consistent quality of tone and tuning across the range? Absolutely,
absolutely. You know, I mean, with all the will in the world, the beginner instruments, you know, are really just designed to get a young student up and running. And so not a lot of attention is put into kind of, the tuning of the instruments and the consistency across the range. So really when you are looking, when you've reached a certain level and you're looking to upgrade to a better instrument from a beginner model, you really want to be looking out for something that feels a lot easier to play, generally, so you don't have to work so hard as you might have to on a beginner instrument. But then you also really want to be thinking about the quality of the sound that you want to produce. Does it fit into your idea of what a clarinet should sound like for you? Consistency across the board in terms of like the pitch and the tone of the notes, and just ease of execution. I think really, is it easy to play? Because that's always, that's the first thing, isn't it? Everyone wants to do. They just want to take an instrument and go play, and make a noise, make a sound.
Cool. Well, maybe let's hear a little bit from yourself and the clarinet, and then we can talk a little bit more about usage after as well. So we talked about that evenness of tone, and I think what's really interesting is that the Backun quality kind of comes down from the top, so to speak. So they do a range of custom clarinets, which are quite expensive, but there's reasons for that. And they try and impart some of those qualities, and actually even to the point where the wood quality is the same on this upgrade level as it is on the custom level. Now, what they're doing inside might step up from a procedural point of view, and there's more processes which cost more money, which is why the custom ones cost more. But there is still that quality throughout, isn't there? Absolutely,
yeah. There's just it blows freely, and there's a real evenness across. I mean, I play a little excerpts, and it's all around the kind of the dreaded break area, and there's no, don't have to work hard for it. It just sings, and certainly if you're roughly around a grade 5, grade 6 level, and you are looking to upgrade in order to get you up to grade 8 and beyond, then an instrument such as this would be perfect, because you don't have to worry about those troublesome areas.
Foibles, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All the things that we kind of get used to, and just put up with. We shouldn't have to put up with them,
And you don't have to.
That's right, you don't. Yeah.
So just in terms of the spec, the Protege comes mainly in grenadilla body, but there are limited availability of cocobolo through Dorks, but they are limited availability. Silver-plated keywork, and there is the option of the alternate A-flat, E-flat, left-hand little key here. So actually, that's something that we probably sell 50-50 of, but just Pete, from your point of view, maybe practically, even if someone doesn't know what that does, let's explain what it does and why it's useful sometimes.
So this is I think it's a great addition to the clarinet. I mean, I suppose it's probably been on the instrument for quite some time, but it's one of those keys that is it's a bit like Marmite. You either like it or you don't. And I have to say, in my early days, I I never learnt on an instrument with a key like this, and it's only when I moved on to Mobas that I actually had one of these, so I had to learn how to use it. But it's a really great alternative to the G sharp, D sharp key, E flat, A flat key. So obviously, if we're using this fingering. It's a really good one, especially if you come around a piece that I'm trying to think of an example, but there are some where you have to slide down.
Yeah.
And you don't have to with this key.
And it makes sense because there's alternates for the others on the right hand, so it makes sense to have the alternate is in right to left. Now you have a right to left option on that A flat, E flat as well. So that is optional though. Like we say, we do models with and without that. So maybe if you're not sure, check with a teacher or come along and try it. It's something maybe takes a little bit of getting used to, but actually Backun put it in a really good place. So your pinky tends not to wallop into it.
That's right. It's not in the way. Yeah, I think that was the thing for me while I got used to it. That actually on instruments when I was a student, with those on, it was in a place where if you were having to, use the left two E and F sharp lever, you're always knocking it, but it's designed, the ergonomics is such that it's absolutely perfectly out of the way, but it's also within reach.
There when you need it. Yeah. Cool. So just final bits of spec on the Protege. It comes with the traditional style barrel and with what they call the Backun bell, which is sort of a modified, slightly smaller, thinner version of the traditional style bell, which is available on the Q series, which is the next step up. However, you could always add any of the custom barrels and bells to this Protege, which is a great way to actually spec it up further down the range without having to spend on a new instrument, perhaps. And we've done separate videos about, the barrel availabilities, etc. So in summary, it follows a lot of the qualities that we find on all the Backuns. It has a very nice, strong, adjustable thumb rest as well. We should point that out with the sling hook there. And generally, machining quality is absolutely fantastic here. So if you're in the market for that mid-range and you're looking at things like the Buffet E13, Yamaha 650, or even up to a Buffet R13 kind of point, this is going to be well worth a look.
Absolutely.
And might address some of the foibles that you find commonly on lots of clarinets that are out there, as we've discussed. Cool. Well, Pete, if you can blow us a little bit more, just so we can hear it out.